Hey everyone, this is Marbozir and this is part 2 of Let's Play ToME. So in the previous part I got out of the dwarf starting area and I'm going to continue. There are quite a few low level locations that I'm going to clear to get some extra experience, some extra gear and things like that. So Ruins of Corpul is one such location. Let's get started then. My gear is actually quite terrible right now, so I could certainly use some upgrades. And I think I can see a vault to my left. So vaults are areas... Oh no, it's not. I thought it is for a second. But vaults are areas that are closed off. You have to confirm that you want to open one. And they usually contain higher level monsters. Some of them can be really dangerous and much higher level than you. But the rewards are usually quite good. Vaults usually contain quite a lot of loot, so it's definitely worth clearing them. I actually hope I'm going to find one somewhere around here. I think it's quite likely, but we'll see about that. I also need to watch my stamina. I'm actually going to deactivate one of these two sustain abilities and wait until I have better stamina regeneration, because otherwise I will be out of stamina constantly. So I'm going to deactivate Daunting Presence for now. I do like having accuracy bonus and crit chance bonus. I might use Daunting Presence later on, perhaps, we'll see about that. And I might use it against some of the harder enemies. But for now I'm going like this. Let's have a look at the boots I just looted. Yeah, never mind that. Oh, there's an infusion down there. Sun infusion of the Titan. Yeah, I won't be using that right now. I don't think I will be using that at all, actually. No, not really. Although this can be quite useful. The Sun infusion can basically be used to blind some of the enemies, which can be very useful in some situations. But I think I prefer using one wild infusion and two regeneration infusions. I always use two regeneration infusions when I play a character like this, which doesn't really leave any room for a sun infusion. Although you can spend a category point to get a fourth infusion, and I might do that much later in the game. But we'll see about that. Oh, there's the vault right there, to my left. Okay, so now I can open this, but like I said, there can be some really nasty things inside some of the vaults. But there's quite a lot of loot in there, so I'm going to open. I hope I won't regret that. Let's have a look. Green mold, level 21, and I'm on level 7. And this is pretty normal in vaults, so I need to be really careful when clearing this place. But I might get some really nice items out of this. What's that? Emblem of evasion. Oh, that's a belt. Let's have a look then. Oh yeah, and this belt has evasion activated ability. That might be quite useful. Yeah, this gives me 15% chance to evade attacks for 6 turns. I don't really need the extra dexterity from it, or the other stats. But this is going to be more useful than the belt I'm using right now. So I might as well just use it for now. I'll probably swap it for something different later on though. Let's continue clearing this place then. I'm just going to loot everything and then have a look how many of these items are actually useful. Regeneration infusion of the wizard, yeah. I want to get a version that scales of constitution or strength. That's what I'm shooting for. Come on, die. There we go, he's dead. I should probably regen before opening the next door. That's usually a good idea. Oh, here's one monster that's actually elite rank. And the archers, especially the elite archers in the game, are extremely dangerous. It's so easy to die to those. And I died to archers multiple times in the past. Especially the elite ones, and this is an elite one, and it's level 25, which is obviously much higher than me. But he's dead. Titan's coppering. Let's have a look. +2 constitution, +4 physical save. Yeah, I'm going to swap this for the dexterity fire one. So let's take that off and equip the constitution physical save one. There we go. My physical save is at 27 right now. That's decent at this stage of the game. But yeah, let's just loot everything first. And then we'll see. Yeah, it's not that easy killing enemies that are so many levels above me. What did this dot do? I'm going to back up for a moment. Like so. Yeah, this is an elite snake, level 25. That's why it's taking a while to die. There we go, he's dead. Or it. And it's clear. Okay, now I can take a look at everything I looted. Some of this should be quite useful actually. I might use this regeneration infusion because it's better than the 60 life one I'm using. The one I'm starting with doesn't scale of anything at all. So it's better to replace it with the infusion that actually scales of intelligence, I believe. Alright, let's do that then. But now I do have to actually replace it because I can't use more than 3 infusions right now. So as you can see, I have to pick which one I want to replace. So I'm replacing the one that only restores 60 life. Like I said, I want better versions in the future, but this restores 87 instead of 60, so that's clearly better. Right, let's have a look at these other items. I might save this sun infusion. I don't think I'm going to use it, but I might actually use it in the future. And this one scales of constitution. Oh, that neck is actually pretty decent. That gives me plus 20%, plus 23% blindness immunity. That's definitely worth having. Again, I will replace that with something better later on, but I wasn't using any neck anyway. So there's no reason not to use it. And I think that's about it. I was expecting slightly better loot from this place. Alright, let's continue. Actually, hold on. Was this better than what I'm using? Yeah, this is actually slightly better. This shields me from 49 damage instead of 33. So that's clearly better. Alright, let's continue. Rare monster up here. Yeah, these are so much easier to kill compared to level 25 monsters in the vault. That was actually one of the easier vaults. Some of the vaults are seriously nasty. I died from quite a few of those in the past. Nothing to see here. I think it's clear. Yep, it's clear. Next level then. I don't think I want to keep any of these items. Nope, not really. Actually, hold on. I'm going to keep the items that are powered by arcane forces. So these. I'm not sure if I can feed... Oh, this is an escort quest. Right, so escort quests are actually one of the more important elements of the early game. The escort rewards, some of them at least, are really good. They can even give you extra abilities that you wouldn't be able to get otherwise. And some of these abilities are extremely good. There's one called Providence, for example, I believe. And if I'm not mistaken, that one removes a debuff from you every second or every 2 seconds. I hope I got that right, but it's one of the strongest escort rewards that you can possibly get. Is she coming? There we go, that was pretty easy. But some of the escorts can be really annoying to complete. Alright, what can I get? I could raise my dexterity or magic, but that would be completely useless for me. Okay, this is not very useful in my situation. I think the only thing that might be remotely useful for me is the stone torch. This is kind of form of crowd control. Yeah, I think this is the most useful ability that I can get out of all of these rewards. I could get the entire talent tree unlocked, but I have other plans for my class points, so I won't be bothering with that. Spellstone alchemy can be useful, but not on a berserker, I don't really think so. So let's just get stone touch. There it is. Why do I have two of these things on my quick bar? I don't even know. No, that's the one I de-equipped earlier. Alright, let's keep moving then. Maybe I'll test the stone touch. I don't think I ever used that on a berserker. There we go, that actually worked. I stoned the skeleton. Alright, let's keep moving then. The boss of this place can actually be a little bit nasty. At least he used to be. He uses freeze. And freeze, as I mentioned in the previous video, prevents you from moving or really doing anything at all. Definitely one of the nastier status effects in the game. I will need to be careful against the boss. But I'll know where the boss is, so that's not a problem. I can prepare before I engage. Should be pretty easy clearing everything else until the boss. Or maybe not. Okay, I almost died there. Yeah, this shows why you need to be really careful. And sometimes I might talk a bit less when I'm playing during some of the harder fights, because some of the fights can be really nasty. I almost actually died in that situation because I wasn't paying enough attention. One more rare monster here. Now I got hit with confusion and I can't remove it because I don't have anything that would remove mental effects. There we go, it's gone. Let's use the healing and rush this. Down he goes, and I leveled up. What's this necklace? Plus 3% physical damage, and plus 10% critical multiplier, and plus 2 accuracy. I like that. Do I want to give up 23% blindness immunity for that? I think it's worth it. Okay, let's use it then. Anyway, I was going to check what exact items I can feed to my gloves. I'm not sure if this is every arcane powered item or not. Oh, I can't actually use any right now. Okay. Interesting. I thought I would be able to destroy at least some of these. That's a bit strange. I don't think these items were in the game when I actually last played. This is one of the items that you can actually upgrade up to tier 5 by feeding other items to it. Specifically the arcane ones. Oh yeah, they need to be of higher tier than the gauntlets, right? That's why I can't sacrifice those, but why can't I use the iron mail? I probably need to de-equip it. Oh, I actually used it right there. I wanted to de-equip it to check that. So let's take it off for a second, use the gloves. Okay, now I could sacrifice the iron mail of bloodletting. Alright, so that's how it works. I was a bit confused why I can't do that. Alright, so once I find something better, I'm going to use these arcane items to feed to my gloves. Then I will be able to upgrade them. But these need to be items of higher tier than the gloves themselves. So right now the gloves are tier 1. That means I need item of at least tier 2 or higher. The iron mail of bloodletting is tier 2. I also have the spectral blade, so I can use that in the future as well. Anyway, let's have a look at these items. Okay, I'm going to use this neck for now. I like a little bit of extra accuracy and extra damage from it. Oh, and I leveled up. So let's use the points. 2 strength, 1 constitution. And now... Right, one of the reasons that I picked Daunting Presence was to unlock other items in conditioning. So I'm going to grab Unflinching Resolve. This is a really good passive because this allows you to recover from status effects, as you can see in the description. So I will probably want to max this. If I max this to level 5 out of 5, I will have a chance to remove stuns, blinds, confusion, pins, and slows. So that's really nice. I wouldn't be able to pick this if I didn't take at least 1 level of Daunting Presence. Okay, I have 1 more class point. So I think I'm going to grab some spell saves. My damage is fairly decent right now. So okay, I'm going to grab the spell shield. Some of the spell effects in the game are really nasty. Okay, I think this level is almost clear. Down you go. I seem to be finding a lot of staves, which are completely useless to me. Another one down. Some bandits. And a rabbit. Is that a rabbit? Yeah, it's a giant rabbit. I'm not sure what a giant rabbit is doing in a place like this. And it looks like the level is clear. Level 3 is the one with the boss. Okay, yeah, it's clear. Let's move on then. Do I need any of these items? I don't think so. Oh, I should have checked if there are any arcane items of tier 2. But probably not. This is one of the first dungeons in the game, one of the lowest level ones. I don't think I'm going to find a lot of tier 2 items in here. Oh, hi. Alright, this is the level with the boss, and the boss is in southern area of this level. So I will be clearing everything else first, and then I'll go engage the boss. As I mentioned, this boss can actually be a bit hard. Well, he's not that hard, but if you're not careful, you can actually die to this boss quite easily. Because he will freeze you and then kill you. Pointy hat? Yeah, I don't need that. I probably won't get level 9 before I attack the boss, but maybe I will find some good items. We'll see about that. Nothing to see here. Okay, I think it's clear. It kind of looks like there's a secret area up there. Let me check that. I thought I saw... Yeah, there is something on the other side, or am I seeing things? It is actually possible to dig through walls, but I don't have the item for that at the moment. So I can't do it. But I'm pretty sure there's something on the other side. Like right here. I might have to come back here. Anyway, let's go fight the boss. This is going to be interesting. Yeah, I went a bit too far there. I probably already engaged the boss, so he should come to me right here. I'm going to wait a few turns, like so. Come to me. Yeah, he hit me. Oh no, that was green jelly. Okay, I thought that was the boss. Let's go a bit closer. I'm moving one tile at a time. Yeah, now I engage the boss, and you can see right here why this boss is dangerous. I got hit for 106 damage, and I got frozen at the same time. Now, freeze is a physical effect, so I can use Infusion Wild to get rid of it, and run away. Yes, I am running away. It's actually quite likely that I'm going to die here, but hopefully not. Okay, bring it on. I need to engage him in melee and stun him, so he won't be able to use that freeze on me again. Okay, as you can see here, he will be stunned for 8 turns. That means his abilities won't be off cooldown until stun expires. So I should be safe from his freeze. This is one of the reasons why I like stun. Did I get anything interesting from this? Bill's tree trunk. Yeah, this is not useful. Oh yeah, this is actually useful for me. This should be better than the spectral blade. It certainly does more damage than the spectral blade. It doesn't have any special abilities. But this is a clear upgrade over the spectral blade. There's no real doubt about that. It just doesn't do anything special, other than doing a ton of damage. Okay, I'm going to use this. And now I could feed the spectral blade to my gloves and increase their level. I kind of like being able to hit invisible targets without any penalties with the spectral blade, but I will definitely find better items in the future. The spectral blade is actually tier 2, while Bill's tree trunk is tier 1. I'm going to keep it for now. And I'm blinded. Let's get rid of that. Giant spider. That's not what blinded me, or is it? Sun infusion of the duelist, yeah, that's useless for me right now. Okay, I think this level is clear now. It is. I'm still quite intrigued about this area up here, but unfortunately I can't get there. I might come back here later, once I can actually destroy this wall. I can dig through walls if I get a pickaxe. I'm probably going to find one sooner or later. Anyway, I'm out of here, so let's use Rod of Recall. Now I can clear one more area like this. Yeah, I don't need any of these. So I'm going to move on to one of the other low-level areas. There's actually one right next to me, Trollmeyer. I'm going to go right here. I don't want to explore the world map too much, because there are some events that are triggered when you move around the map randomly. And some of them can be quite hard to do if you are too low level. I don't want to trigger any of these before I'm ready. So Trollmeyer seemed like a logical next destination. I was actually moved straight to level 3 of this place because the game considered me to be too high level to start me from level 1 of Trollmeyer, but I can go back to level 2 and then level 1 to get more items, more experience and so on. And I am going to do that. You can just clear the place, ignore level 1 and level 2 and use Rod of Recall to go back to the world map, but I don't think that's a good idea, because you miss out on potential loot. And there are some really good items, even low level ones, that can be very useful. You don't get a whole lot of experience for really low level areas, but some of the items you can get can be quite useful. So I usually go back to clear level 2 and level 1. But first I'll just clear this one, since I'm already here. Yeah, without auto-explore, this would be quite tedious. Oh yeah, and here's the boss of this place. He shouldn't be too hard. At least I don't think so. I could actually test my Emblem of Evasion now. That's quite good. That gives me 6 turns of 17% chance to evade. Yeah, he's going down fast. And he's dead. What did I get? Let's have a look. A dagger, yeah, that's completely useless for me. And I think that's about it. Elm Totem of Cure Poisons. That could be useful in some situations. I might keep that. Okay, I'm going to keep that for now. But yeah, all the other items, yeah, useless. Alright, let's clear out this level. And then I'm going to go to level 1 and level 2. There is actually one more area in Trollmeyer that I can go to with another boss. But I want to clear the first 2 levels first. Maybe I'll find some good items there. I probably won't get to level 10 until I kill the boss of Trollmeyer 4. Which is a really small area with mostly one boss in there. But he can be quite nasty, at least he does a lot more damage than this guy that I just killed. What I'm probably going to do with this character is clear out all the low level areas in the game to get as many good items as possible. Okay, do I want to keep any of these? Oh yeah, this is tier 2, so I can feed this to my gloves. Move to normal inventory. This is tier 1. Tier 1. Okay, I don't think these are going to be useful for me. But now I can use my gloves and destroy the razor, like so. Let's have a look now. Yeah, now they are tier 2. And I got some extra stats. So now I need items of tier 3. Because I can only do this with items that are higher tier than my gloves. And my gloves are now tier 2. I probably won't get any tier 3 items from the low level areas. Alright, time to back up for a moment. This should be a little bit better. Come on. Where do you think you're going? Come back here. Did I kill it? I think I did. Yep, I did. And what's this? Anti-magic disruption. Oh yeah, that's because I'm using item infused by arcane disrupting forces. This is one of the things in the game that can troll you very easily if you're playing a magic based character. Because if you're playing a magic user and you're actually using item infused by arcane disrupting forces, it can dispel your magic sustainabilities, for example, which can be a very unpleasant surprise if you don't notice you are using arcane disrupting item. Obviously I don't really care about that because I'm a berserker, but if you're playing a magic based character you really need to pay attention to that. Okay, let's clear out this area, then I will go to level 1, and once I clear out level 1, then I will go to level 4 of this place, which, like I said, is mostly one boss with a few friends. I got blinded, or no, confused. And brain locked. And I can't get rid of any of that, so I just need to wait it out. I will have to get a better version of the wild infusion, because the starting one is just pretty awful. What's that, mail? That's not too bad, but not for me. I'm keeping my iron mail of bloodletting. Hostile spotted? Where? Oh yeah, there it is. Not anymore. Down you go as well. Plate. Spiked iron plate armor. Yeah, that's no good. Okay, I think it's almost clear. Time for level 1. So clearing out these low level areas can be a little bit tedious sometimes, especially when it's walk in the park, because you outlevel all the mobs in here. But it is a really good idea doing this, even though you can skip these areas. I'm mostly doing it for the items, because I won't get a lot of experience from these. But still, this is extra experience as well. It's actually quite important not to do later areas in the game under-leveled. If you do some of the later areas in the game while being too low level, you're going to get demolished really quickly. So really, skipping anything in the game is generally a bad idea. You don't want to rush in this game. As much as it can be fun going to that high level zone, I would highly advise against it. Alright, I think it's clear. Nope, not yet. I still want to go back to the ruins of Corpulu and check out that area behind the wall. Once I get a pickaxe that I can use to dig through walls, that is. I don't have one yet. But I'll probably get one at some point. There's a yellow one that quite often drops from early bosses, so that might happen. What's that lantern? That's probably going to be better than mine. Yeah, not by a lot, but it's still a little bit better. Oh, and I got Crystal Focus. I didn't even notice that. So Crystal Focus is an item that you can use to turn a regular weapon into a much better one. Basically to upgrade an item of your choice. I usually use it on high tier weapon, so I'm probably going to save it for tier 5 200 or something like that. Or at least for a high tier 200. That's what I usually do. It's a one-time use item. I'm actually quite happy that I got that. You're not guaranteed to get these items in every playthrough. Okay, let's kill this. What's that? Thought Forged Bowman? Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm not scared. Down you go. Where did he go? Oh, that might have been a pet. Yeah, I think it was. Alright, now it's clear, no it's not. Few more mobs left. So see, if I didn't clear everything, I could have missed out on the Crystal Focus, for example, and you don't want to miss out on Crystal Focus. In fact, Crystal Focus is, I would say, one of the better items that you can get in the early game. It's definitely a very useful item. Alright, now I can go... Oh, there are still some monsters here? How did I miss that with auto-explore? That makes no sense. Interesting. Okay, time for the next boss. This should be fun. You even have to confirm that you want to go there, but he's not that hard. Still, I'm going to be careful. I might have to cheese it a little bit. So I'm going to drag the boss back to the entrance. And if it looks like I might die, I'm going to withdraw to the previous area and then come back. It's a little bit cheesy, but whatever. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do. So I definitely need to keep my regeneration infusions on. And I want to stun this dude. Okay, he's stunned for 8 turns. This should be much easier now. Oh, and I can use my evasion item and I can try to stun him. That didn't work, but it was worth a try. Well, that was easy. He's almost dead. Maybe they are easier now? The bosses? I'm not sure about that. But I remember getting killed by this guy a few times in the past. Okay, let's see if he had anything interesting back here. Let's have a look. That's a ring. I don't think that's very useful for me, but it might be worth keeping for now. It does increase my air capacity by 50. I would have preferred an item that gives you underwater breathing. There are some underwater areas in the game, and quite early on in fact. It's generally a good idea keeping at least one item that gives you underwater breathing. But I'm going to keep this ring for now. I probably won't use it, but we'll see. I'm not sure about that yet. Yeah, the green two-handers definitely won't be better than my weapon. And I don't see anything useful in here anymore. Poison infusion, I won't be using that. It can be quite useful in some situations because it has healing reduction. And there are quite a few bosses in the game that can heal themselves, making it really annoying to actually kill them. But infusions only use 0.1 of your encumbrance, so there's no reason not keeping them. It's time to get out of here, so I'm going to use my Rod of Recall, and I'm also going to finish this part here and continue in next one. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.